YouTube, I don't want to make this long. I'm going to make this as quick as I can. The reason why I'm here is because I'm inspired to do a new video. And the reason I'm inspired, or how I became inspired, is because I was listening to King Thrash's podcast and he had a special guest, David Jaffe, on his podcast. And the topic came up about games as a service. And how that came up was the emphasis on Game Pass that Microsoft is pushing. And we're just, as gamers, we're just against that business model. And the bigger emphasis is the principle of it. I want to spend my money on a good experience. And I don't want a watered down experience. And David Jaffe's argument is gaming, music, movies, and TV shows is all the same entertainment medium. And basically, and it's just not. It's simply not. With gaming, you can manipulate your character on the screen and make it do whatever you want. You can create experiences in a game that you can't do in movies and TV shows. The best you can do is a script. Memorize the script and say it along with the movie. That's the best you can do. But with games, you can create your own experience. My experience with a game would be different than your experience with a game. You know what I mean? I play my game much differently than you play your game. You know what I mean? And then we could talk about it and have different experiences with it. You know what I mean? That's why I think sometimes I feel like reviews be all over the place sometimes. Because all reviews are is a glorified opinion. But for him to just say that games is the same as those other, entertainment mediums, I think that's just a bunch of baloney. I like David Jaffe. I think he's cool. He's entertaining to listen to. But come on, man. Come on. It's not the same thing. It's kind of frustrating when you listen to it because it's like, man, is it something else behind his motive, his argument? Because it just doesn't really make sense. He was talking about, basically a good game is a good game. He asked King Thrash, like, what's your definition of a good game? And he tried to manipulate the, no shot at him, but this is how I see him saying it. He tried to manipulate the whole, a good game is a good game, no matter the budget type of, narrative. And that's just not the case. Sometimes certain games make you feel like a badass. If you're running around with Jin in Ghost of Tsushima and you kicking ass, you feel like a badass. You don't feel like a badass playing an indie game, running around a side-scrolling indie game or some kind of top-down indie game. Don't get me wrong, I'm speaking generally with indie games because that's generally kind of what you get with indie games, kind of. At least that's how I see indie games in my mind. You know what I mean? I don't see, playing a cell phone game, it might be as popular as it want to be. It might generate zillions of dollars. But you ain't going to feel like a badass playing Candy Crush, But you'll feel like a badass running around with Kratos, God of War, So, like I said, it's different. And sometimes it's the way these games make you feel. You know what I mean? That makes all the difference in the world. You don't feel necessarily like that with movies. There's some movies that make you get you close, get you pumped and hyped, but it don't make you feel like a badass. You just get pumped, MCUs do a good job of doing that, but for the most part, I'm talking about just interactive entertainment. Gaming is interactive entertainment. Movies and TV shows is passive entertainment. You watch it, you laugh a little, you move on. Sometimes if it's good enough, you go back and watch it a second time or maybe even a third, and that's it. With games, you can pretty much go back and do it again. You could do several playthroughs of a game. You could play a game today, finish it, go back to the game years later and play it again, and possibly have a different experience. I just did a second playthrough of Infamous Second Son and got a different experience than I did the first time. The same game, but I had a different experience. So don't miss me with that. You know, another perfect example was like Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. That was another one. You hit up a base camp, you know, you can do however you want to. You could go in stealthy, or you can go in guns a blazing, or you could go in and run over people with your truck. I mean, with your Jeep or something if you want. You could raise all kind of hell. You could pull out gadgets and make them do all kinds of funny stuff. I don't want to hear it. It's not the same thing. It's not the same. If I wanna kill my enemy and teabag them, I can do that. You know, you can do that. You can't do that in a movie. You might think that's fun. Kill every enemy and teabag them. Ha ha, laugh and move on. You can't do that. Same with sports. I love sports games. I play the hell out of sports games. Madden, 2K, MLB. I love MLB. Anybody know me know I loves the hell out of MLB The Show and Madden. I do. Even though Madden has degraded itself to what it is, I still like playing it because it's fun to play at the end of the day. But if let's just say MLB and 2K, because those replicate the real thing almost to a T, right? What you see on 2K and MLB is exactly what you see on TV. And even then, if it was the same, if MLB and 2K was the same, you wouldn't need those. You could just watch it on TV. Is basically what I'm saying. But the joy in it is that you can manipulate your favorite character. You can manipulate your superstar player and dunk all over people with your superstar player. Get Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and just go to town in the paint dunking on people. You can do that in the video game. Hell, half the time they do it in real life, but you can do it whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? With MLB, I want to smack homers all over the field. I can do that. Francisco Lindor, I can rock home runs from here to whenever I want. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's different. It's interactive. It's interactive. That's the difference. It's interactive. It's interactive shit. That's what it is. I can swing the bat when I feel like it. I cannot swing the bat if I don't feel like it. If I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, come on. It's not the same. And they try to degrade gaming to services, you know, to fit a narrative is BS. Like I said, you can't equate a good game and try to narrow it down to, it's just a budget. No. Sometimes a good budget game, you get a good quality game. Sometimes not. But that's the same that goes with an indie game. An indie game don't cost a lot of money, but can be a great game. You know what I mean? And then you can have an indie game that don't cost a lot of money and be a trash game. But I do think that with quality, you spend money for quality. You spend money for quality. That is basically the principle when it comes to anything in life. You want a good anything, you gotta pay premium. You know? If Sony want to deliver great games, stellar games, they gotta pay. They pay the premium, and if they pay the premium for me to get access to those great, stellar, amazing games, then I'll pay the premium. You know what I mean? What's the problem? But you can't compare a God of War type of game as a great game to an indie game and call it a great game. And no, it's not the same. It's just not the same, bro. You know? Tetris is a great game. And also Ghost of Tsushima is a great game. But am I going to play Tetris over Ghost of Tsushima? Not me personally. So you can't, come on, man. Don't do that. But that's all I wanted to say. 9 minutes, long enough. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. You know. And hit the like button. Show a brother some love. You know? Holler at me. I'm going to talk to y'all back. Much love to y'all, man. Rome, I'm gone.